Alright, road trippers, welcome back. So, in these videos, I like to get straight to the point. I don't want to talk too much at the beginning or at the end. I know you're here for the questions, let's get to them. But if you want to follow along kind of with some of the behind the scenes stories and pictures and a good way to communicate with me, you can follow me on Instagram or on Facebook. Just look up ROADTRIpVIA. The once a day road trip trivia quiz. Today's quiz, we are on day number 10 of the 365-day trivia road trip. This is a full year of random trivia quizzes. We're only on day 10. We got a lot to go. 20 questions up front. There is a question 21 tiebreaker at the very end of the video. If you'd like to stick around for that, you don't have to. Good luck on today's quiz, and thank you for watching. Question number 1. Each of the Farrelly brothers' first 4 films, Dumb and Dumber, Kingpin, There's Something About Mary, and Me, Myself, and Irene, has a plot centering on a road trip. The trip in Kingpin starts in Pennsylvania, but the trips from the other 3 films begin in which U.S. state? Most of the Farrelly brothers movies are set in Rhode Island. Question number 2. The legend of this king is due in part to the writings of Geoffrey of Monmouth. What was the name of this son of Uther Pendragon, who was given the sword Excalibur by the Lady of the Lake? The answer is King Arthur. Question number 3. He ordered the creation of the 5-year plans and the killing of his rival Leon Trotsky. Control of the Soviet Union passed from Vladimir Lenin to what Georgian, whose name means man of steel? It's not Superman. The answer is Joseph Stalin. Question number 4. At the end of this novel, a second marriage proposal by Fitzwilliam Darcy is finally accepted by Elizabeth Bennet. What is the title of this 1813 Jane Austen novel in which Darcy and Elizabeth embody the 2 titular vices? Those 2 title vices are Pride and Prejudice. Question number 5. This author wrote about the eviction of Nell Trent and her grandfather from the Old Curiosity Shop. In another work by what author does Sidney Carton sacrifice himself to save Charles Darnay in a work set in London and Paris? Those 2 cities were the setting for A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. Question number 6. Featuring the songs Come Together, Here Comes the Sun, and Something. What was the title of the 1969 Beatles album whose cover shows the Beatles crossing the street that the album is named after? The answer is Abbey Road. Question number 7. This opera features Clara singing the song Summertime. What is the title of this 1935 George Gershwin musical set on Catfish Row, which also includes the song It Ain't Necessarily So, sung by the character Sportin' Life? That musical is Porgy and Bess. Question number 8. The founding of this nation was promised in the Balfour Declaration. It fought Egypt and Syria in the Six-Day War and signed the Camp David Accords with Egypt. What is this Middle Eastern nation founded by Zionists to create a Jewish state? The answer is Israel. Question number 9. Home to the War Memorial Opera House, this city contains Russian Hill and Lake Merced as well as Nob Hill. The city's district of Haight-Ashbury was the center of hippie culture in the 1960s. What American city's namesake body of water contains Treasure Island and Angel Island? The answer, San Francisco. Question number 10. Which amendment to the U.S. Constitution requires warrants to be judicially sanctioned and to describe the place and the persons involved, thereby protecting citizens against unreasonable searches and seizures? Looking for the number of the amendment. The answer is the Fourth Amendment. Question 11. It equals energy divided by the square of the speed of light. On Earth, it is sometimes confused with weight, though it is measured not in pounds, but in grams. What is the name of this quantity that represents the amount of matter in an object? The term for the quantity we're looking for is mass. Question number 12. This deity led Perseus to the Grey Witches so he could kill Medusa. As an infant, this deity stole Apollo's cattle and gave Apollo the lyre he had invented. Who was this Greek messenger god, often depicted with his winged sandals? His name was Hermes. Question number 13. This Norwegian native was exiled from Iceland and Orkney for committing multiple murders in both places. During his 3 years of exile, what Norseman explored Greenland and found the first permanent colony there in 985? The answer is Eric the Red. Question 14. During the Spanish-American War, he led a charge up San Juan Hill with the Rough Riders, and he would later run for president on the Bull Moose ticket. What is the name of this president who succeeded William McKinley? His name was Theodore Roosevelt. Question 15. World War I got much bigger in 1914 when Germany attacked what neutral country, hoping to capture Liège and outflank the French, instead forcing Britain to enter the war on the side of the Allies? The answer is Belgium. Question 16. A period by this name flourished in the 15th and 16th centuries and was based on humanism and classical influences. Raphael and Leonardo da Vinci were part of what period of art whose name is French for rebirth? The answer is the Renaissance. Question 17. This city was founded by Cadmus after following a cow until it sat. What is the name of this Greek city that was besieged by the Sphinx, as all travelers who entered it were forced to either solve its riddle or be eaten? The answer is Thebes. Question 18. This biblical man interpreted the writing on the wall during Belshazzar's feast. Who was this Hebrew prophet and namesake of an Old Testament book that survived being thrown into a lion's den? The answer is Daniel. Question 19. One of this man's pets, Benny, died after swallowing a stove that had been used to make oversized pancakes. On a detour from Fargo to Seattle, this man created the Grand Canyon. Babe the Big Blue Ox accompanied what giant lumberjack of American folklore? His name was Paul Bunyan. And question 20. In November of 2010, a cable news host called it a terrorist organization after it published U.S. State Department diplomatic cables. What is the name of this organization whose founder and main spokesperson, Julian Assange, was arrested in December of 2010? Julian Assange was the founder of WikiLeaks. Alright, that is it for today. Thank you for watching today's episode of Road Trivia. Like I said at the beginning of the video, if you want to follow along with some of the stories, some of the behind the scenes stuff, or just communicate with me, Facebook and Instagram are the best ways to do it. I've also got a Twitter, but I'm not very active on that yet. So check those out. You can just search Road Trivia on Facebook, or you can type in Road_Trivia on Instagram. That'll pop it up. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Here is question 21, the tiebreaker for today's trivia quiz. Tom Robinson is defended by the protagonist's father, the best lawyer in Macomb, Alabama, in the Harper Lee novel To Kill a Mockingbird. In what year was this Pulitzer Prize-winning novel originally published? What year was To Kill a Mockingbird published? The answer is 1960. And I believe the movie came out in 1962. Anyways, thank you for watching. Have a good night. See you tomorrow.